is Supriya Thimat and welcome back to our channel. Nowadays, technology surrounds us. It affects our daily life and have become an integral part in our daily routine. This also includes education system and learning structure. We moved into digital learning methods and now we have two types of books. One is traditional paper book and the other is electronic books, which are also known as ebook, that we can view on the computers, and also audio ebooks are also available to be used. So today we will be looking upon how ebook and paper book help with children and their studies, also the related factors. Both ebook and paper books have been thoroughly established in today's generation's students' life and daily routine. So now we will be looking into paper books. Printed books have been a part of education system from the very beginning and have seen all the evolution that the learning structure had gone through. So the paper book play a very crucial roles in the younger minds. Reading a book leads to deep reading. When we have a book in our hand, we know from where we started or how much we have finished, how much are yet pending. So our goal to achieve stays clear and the time distribution can be managed much more effectively. The act of reading becomes very intentional rather than reading it just for the sake of finishing it off. The other beneficial from using a paper book is increased retention and comprehension. So when we are giving a test, when we have a second thought or a doubt in the answer we are writing, what we do is usually close our eyes and remember what we learned. Then what happens is the real magic. First the textbooks come into the picture, then the chapter, then the page where the answer lies, the area, the side, and the paragraph and the exact sentences. That's how our brain maps the portion or the area that we have learned. This never happens how intensely, how deeply we read in online. This only happens with paper book. By having a map of the portion we have learned, what happens is better understanding of the material and also how long or how we remember it. The paper book and online reading, how the end product or how we remember the things are entirely different, and paper books give much more value to retention of memory. The other beneficial that we get by using a paper book is activation of multiple senses. Research studies that had happened in the past and also going through in the present have proven that activation of multiple senses actually help with much more effective learning and reading. So when we have a book in our hand, we are touching it. So we are reading it, our eyes is in an active mode. And then comes the feeling that we are immersed into the information. So we are grabbing it, we are feeling the information. And then the smells, even the smells of the pages, it takes our attention. So 4 or 5 multiple senses are in an active mode in our cerebral cortex, and this lead to much more effective learning and absorption of information happens there. And also the only physical strain that paper book causes is mere body stiffness that goes due to sitting straight for 2-3 hours, and also the mild headache or eyes pain rather than any severe harmness. Now let's get into electronic books or ebooks. When we have to choose between offline or online reading, we often choose online because it is easier as it has become common, accessible, affordable and convenient. When we talk about affordabilities, ebooks are much cheaper than printed books, and also the accessibility. Sometimes we need a book in the last moment and the nearest store may not have the actual book, so we just have to run around to grab the book. That's not the case with ebooks. We just have to spend half an hour or 1 hour trying to search the links, and just by downloading it we are actually getting the soft copy of the book of 400 to 500 pages just sitting at our home. Then comes the convenient to travel with it. So when we are traveling for any education purpose and we need 4 to 5 books in our hand, physical strain we are going to take for carrying whole books of 400 to 500 pages are very high. That's not the case with the existence of ebook. With having a laptop, we can just download all the soft copies of 5 or 5, maybe up to 20 books which are of 400 to 500 pages. So that is the case of young students or young children. Ebook includes many features that actually promote children's language skill and literacy skills. Many ebooks highlight the important part of the textbook or the article or the story that they are reading, and also they highlight new words which are not at all commonly used, and also give the meaning of the word at the end of the story or the lesson, which actually introduce new words to kids and improve their language skill. The disadvantages that ebooks cause is much severe than that of printed books. When we are reading through online platforms or ebooks, what happens is shallow process take place. It means just merely reading rather than learning, just like reading any newspaper or any cartoon. We are not learning anything, we are just reading the information. So when we are constantly exposed to fast-paced and rapid-changing information platform, digital media actually trains our brain to process the information in a fast-paced manner but less thoroughly. That means less concentration and attention is given. And the studies prove that 82% of population who are using online platforms merely scan out the important points and make a summary. So when we are reading any book in an online media or online platform, it's just usable or beneficial for the present time, not for the future ahead. It actually helps for adult people who are trained, but not for young kids. The physical strain that ebooks cause is much severe and harmful than that of printed books. Constant exposure to the blue lights in the screen of the gadgets cause severe sight issues for kids, and also often by the time going on, eventually many kids come up with headache issues, that is actually migraine. And also the radiation from the gadgets actually cause severe health issues in the later stages of their life. The other disadvantages that is actually a very backfiring problem of ebook is distraction. The distraction that ebook cause is very severe, especially for young kids. So when they are trying to learn or read something in a laptop or a phone, the ads that come between distract them very easily, and the time they take to bring back their focus or attention is very low. How much they absorb from a printed book is much higher than that of an ebook. So they may cover an entire chapter in 1 hour or 2 hours in printed books, but that not the case of ebook. Their concentration get distracted very easily, so is their attention span. How much time they have attention without breakage is very less in ebooks and online platforms. And then comes ebooks structure. It is very much less structured and the usage of brain is very less in ebooks. So when we are trying to read a book, few swipes and clicks, we actually get the link of the books and we start reading it. So we are not going through books and trying to find the material or topic that we want to read. We are directly into the reading process. So when actual time comes to the usage of brain for much complex activities and problem solving era, we won't be able to use it because the capacity constrained and become mute because of not using it at the proper time. In the end, it is not about how much we read, but how much we learned. With the emergence of AI era, both ebooks and printed books have equal role to play in the education of students. And as parents, what we can do is guide them how to choose the medium which is best suited for what they are reading. And for younger kids, printed books helps to develop critical and analytical thinking, problem-solving skills, their creativity and imagination. This not happens when they are trying to learn through digital platforms. Stay tuned for interesting videos.